وفي العز للعبد الذليل تبلغ بالقليل من القليل من القليل وأي السد للسفر الطويل
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين حبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استجيبوا لله وللرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. صدق الله العظيم. Dear listeners, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declares in His final message to entire humanity: Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O those who have faith and believe, those who have belief and conviction, answer the call of Allah and His Apostle Muhammad when they call you to that which gives you life, breathes life into you, enlivens you, invigorates you, strengthens you. And what is that which does that to the believer, and what is that which Allah and His Rasul call us to, and which is with us today up to this day? The Holy Quran, of course. So it gives us life, and yet we are farthest away from the Quran. As Mahirul Qadri has commented after Iqbal said that the Quran is the most oppressed book in the world. He says, Jis tarha tota mena ko kuch bol sikhaye jate hai, is tarha padhaya jata hoon, is tarha sikhaya jata hoon. Just as we teach parrots and mynas to utter few words without knowing what is being uttered, that is how the Quran is complaining, I am being taught to be read, and that is how I am made to be studied. So, in other words, he's telling us that these are only words and there are no actions that follow it. And Allah says, come to that which gives you life. And therefore Iqbal asks a pertinent question which you and I and all of us must answer. Ya Musalman murd, Ya Quran murd. Either the Muslim is dead or the Quran is dead. Who is dead? We can see the lifelessness of the Muslims where they are. वो ज़माने में मुअज़्ज़ज़ थे मुसलमान होकर और तुम ख़ार हुए तारिक क़ुरआन होकर. They were mighty, they were great, they were superior, and they were in a position of power and rule because they were Musalman. They surrendered to the will of God according to the Quran. Or tum, and you, that's us. Khar hue, you are defeated, downtrodden, and you are disgusting because you have shunned the Quran. Yes, we kiss it, we put it on our heads, we put it in a frame, we have big Qiraat competitions. But at the Qiraat competitions also, I have seen one lately, not once did they tell the children, or did they tell them and insist that now try to learn the meaning of what you are reading? Parrot-wise is not enough. One person suggested, by the way, but the rules of tajweed are important. I have heard lectures by top people, and I can find enough mistakes in their recitation of the Quran in Arabic, because some of them were of Indian and Pakistan origin. Take Fazlur Rahman Ansari, rahmatullahi alayhi. I still have to find a person that I enjoyed more in my lectures than him. Take Sayyid Abdul Quddus Hashimi, who came to the Central Islamic Trust to fix up the Islamic syllabus. Take Abdul Alim Siddiqui. Take Qari Tayyib, called Qari. You will have his recordings up till today. And you insist on pronouncing, yes, whatever you can do, try to do. But the most important thing is, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Won't you ponder over the Quran, engage with the Quran, question the Quran, or are there locks on your hearts? This is what the Quran asks. And we will find people and people up till today. I remember once in Durban, one of the top members of the Jamiat, as a matter of fact, once ahead, when he came to teach us Arabic, he said, Zoreba. We got a shock. Zoreba. You actually meant Buriba. That is he was struck. That is al-majhul, the passive tense. Zoreba. Nobody. He was teaching us and we more or less understood. But then they insist on so much of the rules of reading the Quran than worrying about the rules that are the rules for our life and our living. We have made the Quran into something that is supposed to be decorated and put away for a later time, perhaps for a pie in the sky, in the sweet by and by when we die. This is what has happened to them. And Iqbal cries that we have made the Quran into a dead book. And he tells us that, do you want to be a Muslim? Gar tu mi khwahi musalma zistan nist mumkin juz ba Quran zistan. Do you, O Muslim, me and you and all, do you really want to live the life of a Muslim? Do you? Do you seriously want to live the life of a Muslim? Nist mumkin juz ba Quran zistan. It's not possible, impossible, unthinkable that you live your life by anything other than the Holy Quran. So a Muslim's book of life is the Quran, his direction is the Quran, his manual is the Quran. And yet we are satisfied by just memorizing verses and graduating. How much more does it take to know the meaning? People use 5-6 years of their lives memorizing the Quran, mashallah. And the Quran is charged, divinely charged, and it has got its benefits, even if you don't understand what you are reading. But what's the Quran sent down so that you may not understand it? Inna anzalnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan la'allakum ta'qilun. Most certainly we have sent the Quran in Arabic so that you may understand. And our language, aql, ta'qilun. So you may use your intelligence, your brains, in order to understand it. And yet, it has become a type of a fad and a fashion to sing the Quran in the best voice. MashaAllah, that is good. It really moves us. And to know all the different types of pronunciations that it wants us to have. But that is not the Quran. We have to go to the Quran in order to understand it. And everybody's book it is, as Iqbal says, Quran mein ho ghotazan e marde musalman, Allah kare tujhko ata jiddat kirdar. Take a dive into the ocean of the Quran, O Muslim, if there's any manliness in you, and then only will Allah grant you from His treasures of greatness your success and your prosperity and victory. Ameen. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyil kareem. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
وفي العز للعبد الذليل تبلغ بالقليل من القليل بالقليل من القليل وأي السادة للسفر